Hi, welcome.
Cool. Right, go. Serious conversation.
Okay. Sad face, smiley face. Okay. Hi, welcome to my channel today. I have my friend Fiona here.
Hi
Come into
there.
the shop.
Hello.
These are our microphones to hopefully make the sound a wee bit better. And we are going to try and get through this interview without laughing, which is made really hard. Okay, so not sure how much I'll have edited out of this video if we post it. This is going to be called Two Pals Talking. I am going to ask Fiona a few questions.
Sorry, this is Brenda and Fiona reporting from the car. Aged 5.
Okay, right. I want people to keep watching this channel, so I am still going to try and ask the questions. So, first of all, I have known Fiona for 30 plus years.
55 years.
Yes. So getting a shot a bit more, you're only half a face. So um I'm trying not to look at her because when I look at her I'm laughing. So Fiona and I worked at the same place at the same time for a long time, and we survived, which is a good thing in its own. Anyway, we had lost touch but reconnected after a few years, and Fiona was surprised to hear about my stroke. And then I think even more surprised when we spoke about it. So I'm going to ask Fiona, did you know before we had met back up, etc., what a stroke might do to you?
No, no, not really, to be honest with you. Just the basics. That it, it was, I'm really sorry, it's not funny. It's because I'm with me. Um,
She's laughing at me.
I know. Always have. Right,
We are
sorry.
not doing this because we know stroke is not a funny
It's not
subject.
funny. It's really not.
She's
It's
funny.
horrific. It's because it's us as a combination. No, right. No, I didn't. Just the kind of basics. I knew it would impact on mobility, and it would have an impairment. But I suppose more than anything, I thought that would be a speech thing,
Yeah.
rather than anything else.
I think I think before my stroke I kind of thought that as well, and I think it's because of the acronym FAST. And in the adverts, for me, the thing that always stands out is someone's face literally dropping
Mm-hmm.
to one side. But I didn't have much personal experience with stroke beforehand, and I
No.
certainly didn't think it would happen to someone my age, where I was 53 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I've since obviously found out that it can happen at any age, for any reason, and we still don't know what's caused mine. But in terms of, so you know the disabilities that I've been left with and
Mm-hmm.
the limited mobility and whatnot, but obviously you know what treatment I've had, but what would you expect someone who's had a stroke to maybe receive in the way of aftercare and support?
Well, I know it sounds rather naive to say it, but I would have expected there to be everything that you would need. Whatever your whatever impact it's had, I would have expected there to be that support and aftercare, whether that's physio, whether it's orthotics, whether it's speech and language, whether it's neurology. I would expect that, and I would certainly expect. I think I was so shocked. I still am that. you don't get an annual scan. I mean, we've spoken about this. I've
Yeah.
got kidney stones that don't move, that are in my kidney, have been in my kidney for years now. And every year they take an x-ray and they overlay it just to make sure that there has been no change. And every year I say, thanks very much. And they say, everything fine. And off I pop. And I go back the following year. And for them to do that to me and not follow up. Now, I get, because we have spoken about this,
Yeah.
and I get that, was it the MRI you were saying just gives that kind of
Yeah.
snapshot for us? It doesn't show.
No, apparently it's a snapshot in time, and we again discussed that because I checked with Gemini, and previous to this, I had actually inquired with medical professionals as to why I would not get an annual MRI scan at the very least, because in the UK, certainly your GP is the one responsible for your aftercare per se. I think unless you need maybe what they term specialist support, whatever that may be. Um, but yeah, Gemini says that the MRI is a snapshot in time. But as we've said, well, surely that snapshot in time every year would maybe show changes
Yeah, it would
within the
paint a
brain.
picture.
But I have said to you that I don't think anyone with a neurological condition gets annual scans, but of that I am not aware. I don't know if that is the case or not. I don't know if you get it with MS or Parkinson's, or any other neurological condition. I believe that you might. So why stroke patients don't get anything like that, I'm not really sure. I was told that if I suffer another stroke, which seems to be a bit kind of contradictory, really, wait until
Yeah,
you've had another stroke before we scan you again.
yeah,
But I think as well, in terms of maybe looking at, well, because I know stroke can, it's a brain condition, it's a brain injury, obviously.
yeah.
So it affects parts of your brain, which could in fact maybe bring things like seizures on
Mm-hmm.
and other
Mm-hmm.
things. But again, it seems to be let's wait and see rather than kind of following it up.
Yeah, and I think, I suppose my experiences, to be fair, have been very mixed and limited, and have been uh, isolated accidents or illness, as opposed to something that has a massive impact in and of itself, and then you're left with the aftermath. Um, and I think I just expected there to be a much bigger response to something that is such a traumatic event
Yeah,
physically,
yeah,
and everything else that goes with it, the emotional side, the any cognitive impairment, but also any, you have to readjust, you have to assess your life, you have to be allowed to grieve the life that you thought you were going to have, what you've been faced with now. There seems to be nothing. It seems to be, right, okay, well, you didn't die, so, you know, good job. Good job, well done, B. You didn't die. Well
thank you,
done.
thank you, thank you.
And I really feel for other people, because knowing you, you are a very driven person. You've always been a cup half full kind of person. You've always, even, we all have down days, and we all have frustrations, and we all have uh, fears. But even in amongst all that, and all the years that I've known you, you've always been able to find humour in things, which you still do, which is evident from how you're carrying on just now. But you've always been that, and I can't imagine how horrific it must be for people who are a glass half empty.
Yeah, I think that's definitely not spoken about, particularly when you get your diagnosis and you're in hospital.
I mean, that must be really shocking.
Oh, it was horrible waking up and being paralysed down one side,
Uh-huh.
and I just could not imagine the next day. I couldn't imagine the
No.
next hour because I thought, you know, so, but the grief, as you say, it comes in cycles and it comes in waves, and anything can trigger it. So
Mhm.
I weirdly have a fascination for watching how people walk, and I always have, because I've worn orthotics because my foot turned
Mhm.
in if I was running. So I'm always like looking at how people walk, but now when I look at it, I'm kind of like they walk without thinking, and that's not the case for me. I have to think about every single step. I can't just run across the road anymore, you know. I
Mhm.
can't turn my head when I'm walking because my balance goes off and I'm kind of left to the mercy of the car that's coming down towards me. But yeah, I think you've certainly learned a lot about it through myself because, you know, I always only thought stroke happened to older people,
Mhm.
and it clearly doesn't. Um, but every stroke's individual as well, and obviously how you deal with that afterwards. And Fiona is right that I have to find humour in it, and this is absolutely not a subject to laugh at,
No.
but I have to find the humour and be things like, well, the last time we met and we we took a selfie and I tried to, because my left eye is, it doesn't lift on its own anymore. So we tried to take a selfie with me and I can't raise my left eyebrow on its own without raising both and looking extremely scary. So yeah, you know, having a stroke is not funny, but I have to find the things that I can laugh about in it. And ultimately, I
And it
thought,
didn't change your sense of humour.
no, it hasn't.
I mean, we've always laughed at stuff like that.
We have. We've also, actually, I was thinking when I was driving up here, I saw a boot, right? A boot, shoe boot on the hard shoulder. How do these things get here?
No. I know. At what
This
point?
is totally random, but
I know, but how do you lose a boot?
who loses it?
I know, and why don't they notice?
Well, exactly. If you're, you know, obviously you can't be in the car and lose it, but if you're on
So
a motor, is it in the back of a motorbike? Is it the back of a
no,
lorry?
can't be the back of a motorbike. I'm a Fraser motorbike, so my boot would have to fly off my boot.
What speed would you have to be doing to have your boot fly off?
Well, exactly. I think that would be a whole other chat.
It would be. So anyway, this is an experimental video in a way called Two Pals Chatting. I may pick on more random people and it will be a far more serious interview because they don't know me and they won't laugh at me. She laughs at me, not with me, at me. But in the light of this video, hopefully I'll post it. It's now 13 minutes long. Hopefully you will watch because, you know, if nothing else, you can get a good laugh at the pair of us holding our wee furry microphones. So what I want to say is thank you, Fiona.
You're very welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you for lunch,
Um,
which she'll not be doing for randoms either. That's just for friends.
yes. I didn't bribe her. And also to say thank you again for watching. And if you like this and you want to comment, please do. Please subscribe. Please share. We do hope it's been entertaining, and I do hope that, you know, you've got something out of it. Stroke is a horrible thing to be dealing with, but we have to find the joy where we can and when we can. So
Absolutely. And all joking aside, I would set the world on fire for B. And if you've got anything, get in touch with her because she is an absolute mine of information now about support and what things can help, what things have worked for her. And she has a fighting spirit and she's who you want on side.
that's very kind of her to say, and I promise I really didn't bribe her to say that. But thanks for watching. This is Two Pals Talking,
Take
finishing
care.
up. Bye.
Bye.